I thought I'd actually do a video where I'm showing off my mugs for coffee and tea and the actual tea and coffee that I drink, because I talk about it all the time, so I figured I'd actually do this. I am always very scratchy in the morning. I always have like a bit of a, a very scratchy, scruffy kind of voice when I wake up. I'm currently drinking coffee, and this is my usual mug. This was a gift from a very special friend in the Navy years ago, and this is my leisurely mug. So like if I get to stay home and just drink it at my leisure, leisure, this is the one that I drink. So and then I have a specific mug now for work, as in when I am making coffee and I will go upstairs and drink coffee while I'm working. This is my work mug. So this was given to me by one of my best friends that I met. The first time I met her was at community college at Palomar, and so she sent this to me with a lot of other like knickknacks and memorabilia and stuff when she was working at Viz. So this is my work mug, my official work mug. So I definitely, if it's a longer handle, by the way, I always like curl my finger under like that, and that's how I like keep the balance. If it's like a taller mug, but if it's like a wider mug, I always like curl that, and then I keep my thumb like that to control the flow. So that's why I was holding it like that. So those are my two coffee mugs. Well, two ones that I use all the time. I have a Star Wars one that it basically like kind of, when it heats up, then it shows more and stuff. And so I got this in a like Secret Santa thing years ago at one of the other jobs I used to work at. And then this one I got forever ago. I haven't really used it in a while. I actually think like there's a leak or something, like something happened in the bottom. So I have to get that looked at. But yeah, I got this like, oh goodness, like 6 years ago, I think. Yeah. So this was my coffee mug for a while. And then I was able to go and get the rest of my storage stuff a while ago and unpack my Cheshire one, because although I love Deadpool and I love that mug, I want a bigger one for coffee. So those are my coffee mugs. I'm gonna move things real quick and show you my tea mugs, because I do drink tea. I do drink coffee more than tea, but I do drink tea. Sorry. Oh, real quick, I'll show you the coffee that I have. So this is my go-to. It's Death Wish Dark Roast, and then espresso. I combine these. Like I put a majority of this one and a little bit of this one. I do not do a lot. Like so in the filter, I put just like, I don't even fill it up like all the way up. Like I just like just a little bit at the bottom. I would say probably like half a cup or something, like less than half a cup, maybe a third cup. I don't know, like maybe almost a half cup at total, like between the two of them. I do not feel like, no, I would say probably a third. I'm not very good at measurement, so I'm trying to imagine in my head. I probably could go look at the measurement cups in my drawer, but I won't, because that means getting up and I don't want to get up. But yeah, I always combine those two. That's my go-to coffee. If I am anywhere else, like getting coffee from a vendor or a restaurant or something like that, if they happen to have dark roast, I will absolutely do dark roast. But if they don't, I'll just take whatever the strongest they have is. And I'm the kind of person that can drink it iced or hot. And I do like to add a little bit of creamer. At home, it's a 0 sugar hazelnut creamer, because I love hazelnut creamer. But I will have plain half and half or other kind of creamer. I am like very flexible, and it's pretty much whatever's available. Those little tiny, cups or whatever of creamer. So I can do like a couple of those in something as big as this, and that's fine. Like just a little bit of creamer. If there's no cream available, I will drink it straight dark. That's fine. I just like having a little bit of creamer. So, anyway, now to the tea. So this one I got a couple years back, actually less than a couple years maybe. I found it at Goodwill, and of course, like you got to know, like it's Beauty and Beast. So it's, yeah, definitely That's my go-to tea mug. This is the one that I use the most since I got it. Like, I just love it. It is dirty though. I do need to clean it. This is a tea mug this is what I designate as a tea mug. It says I don't need Google. My husband knows everything. I did not get this when I was married. I got it actually after because it happened to be the biggest mug available at Walmart where I was at the time, like 7 years ago. So like it really was, or was it 6 years ago? It's been a while. It's been a while. It's been over 5 years. We'll just say that. It's been over 5 years. So yeah, so I didn't care what it said as long as it was big, and this was the biggest one that I could find for tea. So though again, like since I got the B&B's one, that is my go-to. But if I really want like a big batch of tea, like that's one I go to. This one isn't really tea. I don't like too chunky soup. Depends on my mood. Like I will eat a lot of different kinds of variety soup. I can eat things that are like, you know, like beans based, or like potatoes or chicken noodle, or, you know, like there's a lot. I don't like tomato soup though. I cannot stand tomato soup. I don't like lentil soup either. It's just a texture taste thing for me. Like, and by taste I mean like sometimes the spices aren't what I like, so I might add spices. So but I like this is my soup mug, so this specifically is for like if I am really not feeling good and I just want broth, or I just want like very soft item, like, you know, like chicken noodle, but it's all like chopped up or whatever. Like I will take like a can of chicken noodle, and like it could be condensed, whatever. And I will just like finely mush all the ingredients in the soup and then put it in here and cook it up. And then I'm just like, something like if I'm really not feeling good, I don't even want to like get a spoon or anything. So this is my soup mug. So that's specifically when I'm really not feeling good. I cannot. Now, sorry, I told you like I'm really blah in the morning. I do have a variety of tea. Like, although Death Wish is like my absolute go-to for coffee, and trust me, I've tried many different kinds, and just Death Wish is the one that I was able to settle on. There was another coffee, Skull Coffee, but I don't know. I think they went out of business or something like that, because I started buying some other stuff and then I don't think I saw them again. So I would have to look that up, because I really like their coffee too. Because at the time I couldn't stand straight black coffee without some sort of creamer. I was weaning myself off of adding sugar. Like I used to add sugar to coffee way long time, like 2 decades ago. Okay. But I've been like slowly taking out additional additional sugar in my coffee, and not having like added, you know, like not adding sugar or salt or like too much other stuff. Trying to like cut some of that stuff out for health reasons, because my doctor told me to. If you want to do whatever you want to do, that's fine. I'm just following doctor's orders for me. So I always say this, like whatever works for me may not work for you. Just a minute. Getting sorry. I had to clear my throat. Anyway, yeah, so I'm just trying to do better with my health. But so I have like a strict go-to for coffee, but I do have a variety of tea. Now, I personally do not like strictly get Bigelow, but it was what was available. So green tea is one of my go-tos, as well as black tea. Like these are my 2 go-tos. If I do green tea, I have a little bit of honey in it, and that's it. If it's black tea, I might add a little bit of sugar and maybe some milk. If I really want to, I do my own like rose milk tea. So basically I will just like brew a lot of black tea and then like a little bit of sugar. And I have like loose leaf like rose stuff. So like I will put that in and brew it with the black tea, and then I'll chill it, and then I'll add milk later. So that's my own homemade rose milk tea. You can add as much sugar as you want if you want to, or you don't have to have sugar, but that's what I do. Now, lavender chamomile. Lavender is one of my favorite tastes. Like it's one of my favorite flavors. Like anytime I get boba tea, like lavender's my go-to if they have it. So I will try other flavors, or just classic, you know, black tea, like that's fine, but that's my go-to wherever I go. But I do have regular chamomile in there. I figured I'd just use this one to show, like, lavender is my favorite one. Sometimes I'll put this with the black tea, especially if I run out of like the loose leaf like rose hip stuff and rose petals. But yeah, rose and mint, I'm okay with this. I don't typically like mint tea because it reminds me too much of toothpaste, and I absolutely despise the taste of toothpaste. It's just, it's awful. It's gross. So I don't typically like mint like with tea. If this one is fine though, this one doesn't bother me as much. And then this one is, so I also have like raspberry and lemon zinger. If they had strawberry, I would get that, but I don't see that. And then back when I had access to it, I got like huckleberry, because that is my absolute favorite fruit. And strawberry and lemon are like the tied close second. But if huckleberry is not available, then it's strawberry and then lemon. But I haven't found, like, you see raspberry stuff, but I don't see strawberry stuff. And so, like, I would have to, I think, special order some sort of loose leaf kind of tea from some company if I wanted some strawberry stuff, which I've done in the past. I did that when I was stationed in Oahu, Hawaii. So, so yeah. And then I very recently, because I do like Thai iced tea, so I very recently got this so I can try it. I haven't though. Maybe I'll do a video where I'm actually like, you know, showing the aftermath of me making it. So, but the, like, so tea, I typically, like, I can do it iced or like hot. I do prefer tea hot most of the time, especially like green tea. I really do like green tea. Like black tea is normally the ones if I want to do like a milk tea or milk in tea. But not always. But the green tea is just a little bit of lemon in that, and I'm good. I can drink green tea like regular, like by itself, but I do like honey. I love honey. I love sweet things, but I've had like matcha green tea too. I actually really like it. I think it's because it's like stronger and because, well, I do like strong, so you know, it works. But if I were to pick an iced tea, I actually have a go-to. So the Arizona green tea with ginseng and honey. So this is my go-to. I prefer these tall cans. Like, I don't care if maybe it might seem more expensive to get like a whole bunch of these versus getting like the packs where it's like the 12 cans, or because they're smaller cans. I want something this big, and I don't like getting the big jug thing of it because I don't like having to get it out and like pour or anything. Like, I want it already ready for me. So this is my go-to when it's iced tea. So if I see that there, or if it's in a bottle, like if I see this wherever I'm going, like a store or you know, like a convenience shop or something like that, this is my go-to. I will go to coffee first before I go to tea, just because that's, you know, caffeine helps my brain not hurt because I'm prone to migraines, and I have been since I was 4 years old, which apparently is very prevalent in people with ADHD. And I didn't know that until like the last few years when I started actually talking to more people that have been officially diagnosed and have, you know, gone through like a lot of the stuff that I know is just basic research on my own. And then it's learning through other people that, oh, okay, there's a lot more to this than I thought. And of course, things have been updated since I was a kid. So, I mean, in the 90s, like, there wasn't nearly as much research, and there's so many outdated terms, and you know, the research has been updated since then. But yeah, so it's but apparently coffee, well, caffeine itself is, you know, what helps with the, you know, the brain activity. So this doesn't like wake me up. It just makes my brain not hurt, which in and of itself may help me be more alert, but not exactly awake, because I am not a morning person. Honestly, my youngest is also not a morning person. Like, he's currently eating and his tablet just fell. But yeah, no, this really helps. Makes me it helps make me feel like a human pretty much. But yeah, no, it definitely. I'm recording right now. Stop. Child of mine. Go to the living room, please. Please, please. He's like dancing. He's doing something funny. Oh my goodness. Because I don't want to lug all this stuff upstairs where I normally do my recordings upstairs. The lighting is actually pretty decent here. I mean, kinda. He's trolling me right now. They do this. They do, like, if I am ever in the middle of something, even if I'm not like not recording, like they will troll me from behind. Like the teasing, trolling, goofiness game in my family is, we're all chaotic. We don't do jump scares. Like I do not do well with jump scares. I'm really bad with, I cannot be scared. Like that's not okay. We don't do that to each other because also youngest definitely doesn't. We do not do well with like surprise noises and stuff. If we're the one doing the noise, that's different. But if it's like a surprise noise, it's but we do goof off. We do tease each other. We're very sassy with each other. But he like, we basically will be on our, like I'll be on my phone and they'll be like on their tablets while we're eating. We'll still interact and talk with each other. And we'll like show each other what we're watching or what we're doing. Like, oh yeah, you're watching this. Oh yeah, you're watching that. Or, oh, I heard this. And you know, so we do like talk and stuff. It's not like technology has, you know, made us so that we never speak to each other or anything. It's just we all recharge in our own way and our own pace when we're at, especially when we're at home. And it's just it's easier to have, like we have to have background noise, we have to have background something, we have to have noise, we have to have something going on. So typically what we'll do, especially on the weekends, because it's, you know, it's a weekend, it's Sunday for me now, and before I do anything else, I will start coffee if I haven't already reprogrammed it, because during the weekday I will program it so that it'll start on its own, you know, the next day. But like on the weekends I forget to do that. So I will come down after waking up, long arduous journey downstairs when I'm exhausted and feel like a zombie, and I will start making coffee first, and then I'll do all the other things, because while I'm doing all the other things, then that's brewing. So then by the time I'm exhausted and need to sit down, I have coffee. So so oh my gosh, oh, love coffee so much. So anyway, that was me wanting to show all that. And then of course my kiddo, like he had headphones on, so his program wasn't like playing in the background while I was doing this. But and then he had to start dancing and making funny faces. Yeah, I should have expected that though. Like I'm not awake. Ugh, my eyelashes have been curling inwards. I'm probably gonna have to put like some clear mascara on later or something. Whatever mascara I can find, because this, like my eyes are like my eyelashes are prone to like curling inwards, and so if I glue them in place, and that's why I actually started using a curler. I hate like things like touching my eyes like that, but I've started like trying to push myself to be like, I will be okay with this because I have to. And so I'll use a curler so it goes like longer, and I'll like, yeah. The other thing too is that I am wearing like a ponytail. So when I wake up, I normally, the first thing I do is put my hair in a ponytail, so it's out of my face so I can just do whatever. But anytime I'm eating or drinking, I prefer to have my hair back, because I cannot tell you how abhorrent it is to have hair near my mouth while I'm eating or drinking. Like I cannot. I just cannot. And then it's like, oh, well, you can like pin it back. I do not like headbands. They hurt my head, especially when I have like glasses. Yeah. So I definitely like, it's so much easier just do a ponytail. I'm very much the person that always had my hair in a ponytail or a braid or something when I was younger, and ball caps, and now I'm doing the thing. I mean, I had to unfortunately be either very short hair, or I had to have long enough hair to put it in a bun, and it had to be a very specific, like, perfect bun, which honestly, at the time that I did boot camp, like, they went, you had to cut your hair, you weren't allowed to grow it out. But the freaking Marines, like, those persons got to, like, grow their hair out to do, and they, like, learned the perfect bun. I'm like, so unfair. Like, what, are you kidding me? They got to learn how to do the perfect bun in boot camp, but I had to chop my hair off. I mean, I did like a whole, like, oh, I regret that. That was not good. That was a terrible cut on me. I do not have the face for like a pixie cut or anything. I looked awful, but I was like growing my hair out, so like I was fine. I was already, you know, within regs or whatever. They didn't care if I had short hair. But there are times when I used a cosplay wig that like was around the same hair color back then, just so I could continue to grow out my hair long enough if it was short and I wanted to grow it out. So I like would have a wig that was like, you know, really short. And you were allowed to, like, it was in Navy regs, as long as it was appropriate actual hair color that may match you. So it was like a chestnut brown, which was close enough. I didn't have nearly as many like silver and white like hairs back then. They started coming in my mid-20s, but now my late 30s, and I'm like, oh, it's more prevalent now. It's more obvious. But either way, like I that's what I did. Like you had to do in the Navy, you had to do in the military, but I was thankful actually for that, simply because I cannot stand hair near, no, I can't. If I do my, like, I try to weigh, should I do my hair, should I style it or anything, or should I like just put it in a ponytail if I'm going out? And honestly, that usually wins. It usually wins. Like, I don't really wear makeup out anymore. I mean, mostly because I hate the feel and smell of makeup, and it just bothers me, and my skin is super sensitive. But also just because, like, it would interfere with the drinking food. And so that's the same way that I had with my hair. So, sorry, you did not ask for all of that. Anyway, I showed off all the mugs, and I showed off the coffee and the tea. Good to go. Also, I have like a bottle of water, I have coffee, and I have this because I actually intend to drink. It wasn't just to show off. I actually intend to drink this. Ooh. Sorry. I've like seriously started getting into ASMR with that. I've seriously started to really enjoy making noises that I like. And this is one of them. I like the nails clacking on can sort of thing. It has to be a can though. It cannot, like, certain materials. Oh my gosh, my nails are dirty. Okay. I try to keep my nails very trimmed and very clean, and I do not like it if I see that they're dirty in any way. That just bugs me so much. I don't do like nail art, by the way. Like, that's the other thing too, is that I don't like, because it always breaks, it always gets dirty. There's no point in me doing any sort of nail art or anything for me. People who do that, you are awesome. Like, you are a champ, because I could not. Sorry, you didn't ask for that either. Okay, this is gonna be the end of it. Okay, so cheers, and I will talk to you later.